It gives me great pleasure to introduce week 33 of the Hastings Report. I'm here. Unfortunately, my co-host Leon Pettit isn't here, but we do get small nuggets, small pearls of insight from him, so you're not going completely without. So let's crack straight to it. On Saturday, 8th of April, so it was Horsham YMCA 2, Little Common 0. A surprisingly comfortable win here for Horsham. Shivnarin coming on as an early sub and bagging a goal straight away. Half-time 2-0 through Zach Bigwell, and that is the way it stayed.
To Little Common, who basically topped off what was a disappointing weekend for the Bexhill clubs, losing to Horsham. I think I've got egg in my face because I was pretty confident Common would come away with some points of this one, but it weren't to be. Don't really know too much about the game, couldn't really read too much about it online, so it just sums up what was a disappointing afternoon for our County League sides. And as of the time I'm recording this, I've just seen that the Little Common Bexhill game has been postponed today, so that was disappointing for Little Common. There's a chance for a bumper sort of bank holiday crowd, get a bit of money behind the bar through the gate, but it weren't to be, so no doubt that'll be rearranged in due course. But when it does, we'll still be up for a lively game, no doubt.
Again on Saturday, 8th of April, it was Bexhill 1, Roffey 2, Joel Andrade and Damien Fortune getting the goals for Roffey. The goal for Bexhill from Thomas Vickers. BORNATOTTER gives his review, which he says that it finished up 2-1 to the visitors. Here with lots of late drama, lacklustre display from the Pirates against a spirited Roffey side who took the battle to us. In addition, we've got a report from Chris Van Rock on the Roffey game. Going into the game, we were nervous as Roffey, who could not buy a win throughout the season, had turned things around with a new team and manager. Ollie Hall was brought down in the box in the first minute, Tom Vickers converting the penalty, but we were soon under attack by Roffey's quick and effective forwards. George Cousins equalised to make it 1-1 in the second half, and another tackle to Ollie Howe in the box gave a last-minute penalty which Tom Vickers fortunately missed. Looking like a 1-1, Roffey scored in the last minute of extra time to take the win, and fair play to them because they deserved it. Jasper Sheik, their goalkeeper, was the man of the match, and this was a tale of two goalkeepers. Alex Zamani, who pulled off save after save for Bexhill, was superb. Roffey should have really won this 4-1 in the end.
Disappointing result for him. I think we pretty much decided they was going to win this one comfortably, but by all accounts, Roffey didn't look like a side that were stuck to the bottom of the table and were the better team by all accounts. Bexhill had the chance to score the winner. I think it was a missed penalty in the last sort of few minutes of the game, and sort of sounds like Roffey went up the other end and nabbed the winner. Imagine Bexhill would be disappointed with that, but like I was saying, Roffey, it sounded like Roffey probably played one of their best games, if not the best game of this season, and it looked like their relative positions in the league were quite possibly reversed.
So Monday should have been Little Common versus Bexhill, but it was rained off. The reason I mention it is the game will be rescheduled for the 18th of April. Now, so we move over to the SCFL fixtures. So Wednesday, the 12th of April, I'm recording on the Tuesday. Little Common visit second off bottom Alford. I fully expect Little Common to take all three here.
Little Common travel away to Alfold. You'd fancy Little Common with this one. Alford have had a difficult season, but as with the Bexhill result is shown at the weekend, who knows? But just based on the relative league positions, how the seasons have gone, you'd have to go with Little Common with this one.
And then on the Saturday, 15th of April, we got Bexhill United versus Horsham YMCA. Expect Bexhill to get back to winning ways against Horsham YMCA, who haven't won away since the 3rd of December.
And then we have Bexhill next weekend entertaining Horsham YMCA. I mean, I can't see Bexhill losing another game at home. You just have to write off the Roffey game as a freak result, and I'd be confident in them getting a result against Horsham.
Roffey versus Little Common again on Saturday. Almost certainly relegated Roffey face the Common, and with only Pride to play for, will they put in a similar performance as they did against Bexhill?
And then at the weekend, Common travel to Roffey, who just come off the back of that really good result against Bexhill. Based on that, Roffey's form is actually pretty good. So after talk about the Bexhill game, I had to look at the team's form and that, and Roffey are 4th in the form table and Bexhill are 3rd. So don't write them off just yet, I think.
Moving on to the MSFL in the Montgomery Cup semi-final. It was Ridgewood 4, Battletown 1 at the Trafalgar Ground at New Haven, and Will Fenner, Will Reed, Aaron Stimpson and Aaron Walsh getting the goals for Ridgewood, with Tristan Mayhew getting the goal for Battletown. Sean Utting saw red midway through the second half. Ridgewood running out fairly comprehensive winners, unfortunately for our Battletown. Then on the Saturday, 8th of April, we had Westfield 2, Settlescombe Rangers 2. Goals from Kevin Borden and Robert Higgins for Settlescombe, with Sam Willett and George Landace getting the goals for Westfield. This one didn't go to the script. It was the final game at that wonderful parish field. Westfield found themselves losing 2-0 to a competitive Settlescombe side who weren't turning up to make the numbers up at all. But 2 goals for Westfield midway through the second half meant both sides cancelled each other out.
And yeah, Westfield's ended the last ever competitive parish field with 2-2 draw, and it sounds like a entertaining game. Westfield were 2-0 down to Settlescombe in a local derby match, and they managed to get it back to 2-2. So it was nice that they didn't lose their last ever home game there. So yeah, now obviously we've covered it before, but next season they'll move across the road into their nice new grounds, and hopefully the club can sort of enable the club to push on and get back to the sort of similar standard they were playing, or even higher than they were before. So yeah, good luck to them.
Hollington were facing Reigate Priory, ended up 2-0. Paul Rogers with a brace. A comfortable day at the office for Hollington, leaving it till the second half till Reigate basically couldn't keep them out any longer, and running out comfortable winners. 3 more points on that road to the title.
Hollington beat Reigate Priory 2-0. Maybe it wasn't all plain sailing. It was 0-0 at half-time, but the half-time team talk obviously got the job done, and they got the result in the end with Paul Rogers grabbing 2. So so that means Hollington only need 3 more points to win the league, but that won't be happening today. So I'm recording this on the bank holiday Monday. They was due to play Rotherfield away, but that's been postponed thanks to Great British weather. But it means it's now a chance for Hollington to win the league in front of a home crowd at the Gibbons on this coming Saturday. So it'll be much better ways for them to win it. And I have no doubt they'll get the job done.
Then on the bank holiday Monday, Willingdon Athletic 0, Westfield 10. Sam Willett, Jake Stapley, George Landace with 3, Josh Pickering with 4, and Stephen Davies getting the goals for Westfield. The whipping boys of the league were well and truly given 10 of the best trousers down from an absolutely rampant Westfield side in the mud. And it just so happens we've got those goals.
Good. KJ, go get the box. Good. KJ. Boy, where you popped it off, get yourself in the box. Yeah? Wait. Now. Back.
Jack Stapley's given a few words about that 10-0 win. He says it's probably the wettest pitch I've ever played on, puddles everywhere and a river through the middle. Found it tough first half, wasting chance after chance and trying to attack the bottom goal was like attacking a swamp. Once the third went in, the floodgates opened and in truth, it could have been 15 or 20. Willington have had a tough season, with, as we've been said, with all of their players and management leaving at the beginning of the season. So fair play to them to keep going, and everyone at Westfield wishes them well going forward. So we move on to fixtures. We've got Jarvis Brook, who have just been crowned, funnily enough, champions of the MSFL Division 2, facing the mighty Hollington, who should be crowned champions of the Prem in the next few weeks. They travel to Lancing's ground for the Sussex Intermediate Cup Final. That's Wednesday the 12th of April. Jarvis Brook should be a stern test, but Hollington have got that depth that will get them across the line, in my opinion. Good luck, the Lions.
Good luck to Hollington. Yeah, it'd be nice for them to bring that trophy back over this side of the county here once more. So yeah, good luck to them.
On the Saturday coming, we've got Battletown versus Balcombe. Third place Balcombe travel to Prince's Park on the back of a 9-game unbeaten streak. It's going to be a tough day at the office for the town, as I don't see that unbeaten record getting beaten on that day. Then on Saturday we've got Hollington United versus Cookfield Rangers. Mid-table Cookfield won't be given anything at the Gibbons other than the lovely grub post-match that Hollington always put on. Hollington 3 points nearer to that title, I say. Again on Saturday we've got Linfield versus Westfield. Big clash this one. Second place Linfield entertain a fired up Westfield, who will want to have some revenge for that 4-1 reverse at home back in October. And we move on to the ESFL Prem. Hawkhurst United 1, Punnets Town 8, Callum Holes, Harry Warsell 3, Connor Middleton with 3 and Mark Phillips getting the goals for Punnets. Hawkhurst's goal was from Kieran Martin, and that defeat to Hollington in the Cup is well forgotten. Back to the league, and with this emphatic win, they are right on Bexhill Town's tail. It was Crowhurst 4, Robertsbridge United 1, Sean Baldwin, Aaron Scrace and 2 from Wesley Tate for Crowhurst. Guy Ballard with the goal for Robertsbridge. Crowhurst made light work of bottom club Robertsbridge. Bexhill AAC 4, Rockinore 3, Ben Barton with 2, Oscar Hammond and James McCraw for Bexhill. Rockinore's goals from Nathan Phillips and Harry Corkill with a couple. Bexhill thought they were cruising at half-time, 4-0 up, but nearly the comeback of the season from Rockinore meant Bexhill were hanging on for dear life for that final whistle in a cracking game. Rye Town 4, Westfield Reserves 0, Sam Cooper, Sammy Folks and a brace from Charlie Stevens finished this off as a contest in the first half, as Rye Town edged closer to that top spot. Jack Stapley gave a few words for this game as well, which was that they were a massively weakened side due to Easter holidays, etc. But the lads played with heart and didn't give up against us. I think we all agree, the champions-elect in Rye. Proud of the players that stepped up from thirds and fourth to help out. Bexhill Town 2, Sidley United 1. Despite taking the lead through Daniel Gorgon and playing against 10 men, as Harry Saville saw red for Bexhill, the Bexhill subs Olefu Peterson and Tommy Whelan came out and snatched it for the top of the table club. ESFL Division 1. Sandhurst 3, Junior Club Tackaway 0. John Bilsby, Robert Briley and James Found. He always finds that net, that boy. A surprisingly comfortable win for Sandhurst, and Tackaway missed a fabulous opportunity to get some daylight between them and Sandhurst at the top. Parson Move Arrows 4, Little Common Reserves 0. Unfortunately, goals aren't up at time of recording. Then on the Monday, SC Parson Move Arrows 0, Sandhurst 2, Robert Briley, and that man again, James Found. He found the net. 2 second half goals from Sandhurst means tackleaways are only holding on to top spot by a point, and Sandhurst have a game in hand. We move on to ESFL Division 2. First of all, the ESFL Challenge Cup semi-final involving Division 1 and 2 sides. Bexhill Rovers couldn't raise a side, so Pesh go through to the final. And what could be a very tasty one, it's against Division 1 leaders JC Tackaway. That's at the Pilot Field on the 28th of this month, 7:45 kickoff. Then we move on to the League Div 2. S&C Parson Move seconds versus Hollington United reserves. Unfortunately, Parson Move couldn't raise a side, so the points are Hollington's. Sedlescombe Rangers reserves 2, Victoria Baptist 2. Victoria's goals from Joe Pratt and Chris May. Sedlescombe's goal scorers were Jimmy Hoare and Alfie Finn. Ninfield 0, Who 0. Is it squeaky bum time kicking in at the Ninfield Rec? The chasing pack back in the game again. The Old Farm derby ends in a stalemate. So that was on the Saturday. On the Monday, it was Who 2, Bexhill Rovers 1. Bexhill Rovers took the lead early. Goal not up on the FA site yet. Sorry about that. And Who went down to 10 men for the last half hour of the game. But the cheeky buggers nicked it at the death with Conor Loke and Arthur Pepper getting the goals that won it for Who finished the season comfortably mid-table. Move on to ESFL Division 3. A number of double headers this week. So Sovereign Saints 3, Ticehurst 2. Sovereign's goals from Wayne Green, Drew Parks, Ricky Prodger, and Ticehurst goals from George Brown and Danny McGann. Rytown reserves 5, Parkfield 1. Jules Phillips with a hat-trick, George Goet and Tony Hughes getting the goals for Rytown. Declan Otley for Parkfield. Rye remain third. Hastings Comets 1, Crowhurst reserves 3. Crowhurst goals from James McGrath and 2 from Anton Neal. Hastings Comets goal was from Ben Tudor. Orrington 0, HERSTMONCEUX 4. Jack Baker, Charlie Shearing, Harry Wood and Ryan Arnott getting the goals for HERSTMONCEUX. Mid-table Orrington put to the sword by HERSTMONCEUX, who remain 11 points clear at the top of Division 3. And it just so happens we've got some of those goals.
Good ball. It's it! Line up behind! Yeah, yeah! Yeah! Great touch!
Catsfield 5, Bexhill AAC reserves 2. Catsfield's scorers Jacob Jones with a hat-trick, David Booth and David Hawes. Bexhill's goals from Jaden Dowlin and Scott Oliver. Ticehurst 1, Sovereign Saints reserves 3. Sovereign's goals from Philip Chandler, Wayne Green and Drew Parks. George Brown getting the consolation for Ticehurst. Crowhurst 5, Hastings Comets 0. Ronnie Curtin with 2. Ryan Jinks, Anton Neal and Joshua Blanche with the goals for Crowhurst. The Monday game, it was Sovereign Saints reserves 4, Mountfield United 0, Nicholas Barden and 2 from Jordan Funnell and an OG. That win puts the Saints 1 point off third place Rytown, and the rest of those fixtures in Div 3 fell foul of the weather. ESFL Division 4, sad state of affairs in Div 4. Only one game to talk about, which was Hawkhurst United reserves 1, Wellcroft Park Rangers reserves 3. George Jones, Aaron Wright and an OG getting the goals for Wellcroft. Evan Colvin for Hawkhurst United reserves. That takes Wellcroft 9 points clear. Now the other games were Robertsbridge United reserves versus Parson Move Thirds. That was a home win. Parson Move couldn't raise a team. Junior Club Tackaway versus Hastings Athletic. Away win. Junior Club Tackaway couldn't raise a team. And Westfield Fourths against Burwash. Burwash couldn't raise a team, so that was Westfield. There was no ESFL team in the week at time of recording, so I'll see you next week.